It is a humid 84 degrees as we welcome you into Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium here on the campus of Munford High School. We are set to kick off the 2021 high school football season with a cross-county rivalry between the Munford Cougars and the Covington Chargers. Hello again, everyone. Andy Maness here alongside Chad Gatlin. Chad, this is a tradition that you and I have had the pleasure of being a part of for the last several years. What better way to kick off your high school football season than with a good old-fashioned rivalry?
I love it, and I love that they moved this game to Thursday. This is something that head coach of Covington, J.R. Kirby, wanted to do last year. Of course, no fans were able to be present last year, so they were forced to kind of move their plans over to this year, and now we get to kick off the season on a Thursday night, the only game in town, the only game in the region happening tonight, and it is this one. They have kicked off the season against each other for the last 8 years now.
That's right, and Covington has won the last 3 of these matchups, so Munford coming into tonight with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, definitely want to win this one here in front of a home crowd. And, man, what a big home crowd we have here tonight. And Covington brought their fans with them as well. But, man, the high school football spirit is in the air. We've got folks out here in the parking lot tailgating, doing cookouts, all kinds of stuff like that. You can see people just standing all around the stadium here. And I think everybody is ready for some high school football here tonight.
Absolutely. We can even see it's going to be a big halftime show from one of the best bands in the country, the Munford High School Band. They've got some cages. We don't know what they're going to do with them yet, but that should be interesting too.
Covington Chargers finished last year with a record of 8-3 under Coach J.R. Kirby, a former Munford head coach. He is in his 3rd year with the Covington Chargers. And they're going to have a little bit of leadership on defense, returning 7 starters on the defensive side of the football. Meanwhile, only 4 on the offensive side.
Absolutely. The thing is, Covington returns 7 on defense as well. They only return 4 on offense, but they return 7 on defense. So it's yet to be seen if this will be a high-scoring game for either team. We'll see if Covington is able to do what they were last year.
2021 season is underway as the kickoff is taken at the 25-yard line and a short return out to the 28 by Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason going to be one of those to watch. Already has an offer from Tennessee. Other schools looking at him as well, as I understand. Preseason All-State player. Anthony Mason, watch for his contributions on defense. He will play linebacker there for Covington.
We're going to expect to see a lot of ground game here tonight from the Chargers. Looking at their offense last year, as they started off on the ground here with a rush to the left side and a nice pickup of about 4 yards for Jamarian Dow. The Chargers ran the ball about 83% of the time last year on offense. So seeing them get right back to business as usual here on the first play of the season.
Absolutely, kind of starting it off slow with quarterback Jordan Bell. He only played 2 games last year after coming in for an injured Carson Ruffin, and he hands the ball off again on this one.
And that's Jalen Fain, who will run it up the middle, and he meets a pile of Munford Cougars, and it will be 3rd and 5 coming up. Covington going from right to left on the football field, wearing their away white jerseys.
Bell, I meant Fain. I'm sorry, forgive me. Bell is the quarterback for Munford. Fain is the quarterback for Covington.
3rd and 5 from the Charger 34-yard line, a minute into the opening game of the season. 3 backs in the backfield for Tanner Stewart, who's in at quarterback. And they're going to run this one up the middle once again, and it'll be short of the first down marker. 4th and 3 coming up. And we're going to see if Covington is going to keep their offense on the field. It looks like they are, as Tanner Stewart is getting a play from the sideline.
This is where those 7 returning starters on defense for Munford are going to have to buckle down. You win this one. This is a good early win if they make this stand.
Fain under center. It's Mason, Dowell, and Fain in the backfield. There's the handoff running to the left side. It's going to be a first down as the tailback scoots out of bounds at about the Munford 35-yard line, and that was Skyland Smith on the carry for the Chargers, picking up the first down.
27-yard carry there for Smith. How the Munford defense let that go for that far on a 4th down. That's a back-breaking, and those plays early on establish the momentum for the entire game.
Stewart will hand it off up the middle to Fain. Fain breaks the tackle. He's inside the 20, and he's going to score. From the 35-yard line, the Covington Chargers strike with 9:52 left to play in the first quarter, and it's Jalen Fain breaking one off up the middle.
Oh, my gosh. Jalen Fain just we thought he was going to start at quarterback. He's taking handoffs in this game, and they decided to start Tanner instead at quarterback. It's paying off for him, though, as Fain's already punched it in the end zone. 35-yard dash into the end zone for Fain.
Gabriel Wellington on to attempt the extra point. It's up and good. So a 7-0 lead for the Covington Chargers. Again, 9:52 left to play here in the first quarter against the Munford Cougars. You're watching Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome you back to Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium here in Munford. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin, and it is a 7-0 lead for the Covington Chargers over the Munford Cougars. A 5-play, 72-yard drive for Covington, capped off by a 35-yard rush by Jalen Fain. Got the extra point to go as well. And there's the kickoff. Munford will get a stab at it on offense. They're going to muff the kickoff. The return man is able to corral it and is going to be tackled at the 20-yard line. He kind of got a couple of yards behind that 20-yard line, but they gave him forward progress, it looks like, and the Cougars will come out and start on their own 20.
And what I was talking about on the previous drive, that was a momentum killer for Munford. You see that 27-yard gash that they get on 4th down, and then the Munford defense is not ready for Jalen Fain to come rushing up the middle and grab the last 35 yards for the touchdown.
So in the backfield is Alvick White and Jordan Bell. Bell's going to take the snap and hand it off to White. White's running to his left, and he gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Alvick White, one of the players to watch on offense for the Munford Cougars. Over 1,000 yards the last 2 years.
Absolutely. Alvick White, a star on this Munford team. Had 1,063 yards last year on 187 attempts, but he also can catch the ball. He caught the ball 9 times for 117 yards.
Cougars in the shotgun formation here. Play action, Bell looking to throw. Scrambling out of the pocket, gets flung down from behind, but he's able to flick it to White. White gets taken out at the knees at about the 16-yard line. A little bit of luck there for Jordan Bell. Not a wise play, but he was able to flick it to Alvick White, and White is taken out at the knees at about the 16-yard line. But they were able to a little bit of some real damage there, as it looked like Bell was standing right about the 5-yard line when he got hit.
And I guess the only positive you can take from that is they didn't turn the ball over, they didn't take the sack, and Bell gets a completion out of it, even though it's for negative 3 yards.
Little shovel pass there. 3rd and 12 now from the Cougar 20-yard line. There's the handoff to White, running to his right. He's at the 25-yard line, and he's going to pick up a good probably 6-7 yards there, but it's going to be 4th down coming up inside of 8 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the first quarter.
That hole was opened up by the Munford offensive line. It was great blocking to open that up, and he had clear field, and the Covington defense collapsed in on him, but a great gain on that one. And if they'd had something like that prior to it being 4th down, they may be in better shape here.
Yeah, 4th and 3 now coming up from the Cougar 27-yard line. 8:10 to play in the first quarter. There's the snap. And the kicker will get it away. Ben Cerniglia able to boot it out of bounds on the far side of the field. About the 35-yard line is where it's going to go. Well, actually,
it went out of bounds more toward the 50. They're going to call it, and I think this is generous, at the 42.
42-yard line of Covington. That's where the Charger offense will come back out. A 4-play drive stalls for the Munford Cougars, their first time out here in 2021.
Shotgun formation. Fane would be back there. Now we've got Tanner Stewart coming back out to run the
And the
So it looks like they're
game
gonna
clock
stick
is
with-
continuing to run here, even though
saying numbers that I need to quit.
should be a dead ball right now.
More people than not that
It
don't
looks like they're going to stick with Tanner Stewart at quarterback for Covington. Kind of a surprise to everyone here, but they're going to stick with him and then hand it off.
There's a handoff to the right side to Skyland Smith. Smith is going to pick up about 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up from the Charger 46-yard line. Make that the 47-yard line. Ball spotted between the two hash marks at midfield on the Munford logo. So far, Covington keeping it on the ground here. We'll see what they do here with 2nd and 5. Again, 3 backs in the backfield. Little misdirection. They're going to hand it off to Dowell. Dowell with the stutter step in the backfield is able to pick up about 4 yards, but he fumbled it. No signal from the referee. Munford taking it the other way, down to the Covington 30-yard line, and that's where the return man will get knocked out of bounds. Didn't see what happened on the far side of the field. Dowell lost the football, and coming up with it for the Munford Cougars is Akarius Hodgen.
Great play by a great player. The star, I would say, of this Munford team last year, Akarius Hodgen, heads up, grabs the ball, and immediately turns the momentum into the favor of the Cougars and stops Covington from taking a 2-score lead early.
Only the second play of that drive for the Chargers, and it does set up the Cougars in some pretty nice field position, again at the Covington 30-yard line. Ball spotted on the left side hash mark. There's the handoff to White. White with the stutter step in the backfield will take about 2 yards forward, and it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
7-0 so far. Chargers beating.
Chad, you said it, a nice little swing in momentum there from Akarius Hodgen. He's that 8-5A Defensive Player of the Year last year. 64 tackles, 7 interceptions. Might see him on offense here, but not on 2nd down, as White will take the handoff once again, and he will rumble forward for what looks to be a gain of 3, maybe 4. It should be about 3rd and 4 coming up with 5:50 left to play in the first quarter. Ball still spotted on the left side hash mark, and Munford will hurry up to the line. Shotgun formation, 1 back in the backfield, 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left for Jordan Bell. They're going to change the play here as he looks to the sideline, and now the Cougars are ready to go. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off to White. White bowls over one defender, and he's down inside the 15 at the 14, and it will be a Ritter Communications first down for the Munford Cougars, and they're going to hurry up and try to run it again here.
A good draw play out of the spread formation. They spread out the defense and then run the draw. They're going to run it again, same play.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it ain't broke yet. Another 4-yard pickup there for the tailback for the Cougars.
I'm excited to see what Jordan Bell can do with his arm. They've kept it on the ground so far, but Jordan Bell is already a highly touted recruit, already getting offers from colleges as a sophomore. I'm excited to see what he'll be able to do with his arms. We see his legs.
Yep, he's going to keep it himself here on 2nd and 6. From the 11, he's going to move it to about the 9-yard line, so a pickup of 2. And now we're inside the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. So 3rd and 4 coming up from the 9-yard line, back in the shotgun formation. White standing to the left of Bell. 2 wide receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. There's a option play, and it's going to be White rumbling inside the 5-yard line, and he's still no signal. He's down near the goal line. They're going to say he stopped right
I've got a
at the
touchdown
inch-yard
signal
line.
from one referee, but not from another.
The other one's got his foot standing right at the goal line, so it will be a Ritter Communications first down for the Cougars. It's now 1st and goal from the 1. And there's a flag before the play gets off, and I think we're going to have too many players. Nope.
Motion on the front line. And this is just getting excited about getting that first score of the season. Somebody jumps. Now you take away a gimme.
Yeah, 1st and goal at the 6. option. Bell keeps it himself, nearly lost it, and he's back down near the goal line once again, able to pick up 5 yards there. Just shy of the goal line is Jordan Bell on the option play. And Chatty nearly lost that, too, when he was taking it back from White.
He did. Waited a little too long to make the decision there, but it was a good decision as they get back to the goal line. 2nd
and goal. Again, Bell will keep it himself. This time he'll dance into the end zone right over the center. And just like that, it's a 1-point ball game, 7-6 with 3:52 left to play here in the first quarter.
Pending the extra point, getting it all knotted up here. Munford, they just don't want to get put out of this game early like they have the last couple of years, Andy. The last couple of years have been tough. They've had to do the second half on a running clock. They've been so far behind. They don't want that to happen. They return more starters than Covington, and they're picked to win the region this year.
And a two-point conversion is good for the Munford Cougars. Went for 2, and now they're up by 1. Again, 3:52 left to play here in the first quarter, and now Munford leads this cross-county rivalry. We're back with more high school football right after this on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
That would be good.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium as the Munford Cougars take a 1-point lead over their rival, the Covington Chargers. It was a 1-yard touchdown rush from Jordan Bell, sophomore quarterback for the Cougars. It capped off an 8-play, 30-yard drive. They went for 2 and got it. And, you know, you got to go back to that fumble recovery by Icarius Hodgins setting up that whole drive.
Hodgins, like I said, he was the key last year on defense. 7 picks last year on defense. He picks up that fumble and gets Munford right back in this game. And then we see Munford with a little bit of, I don't know what you call it, gravitas, punching it in for the 2-point conversion there at the end of that. Trying to just make a statement here against Covington, coming out saying we're not going away easily. And I got to be honest with you, Andy, after seeing that, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an onside kick here from Munford to try to keep momentum on their side, get the early jump.
Well, we did see a short kick on the opening kick of the game. The return man took it at about the 25 or the 30-yard line is where he picked it up. So we'll see what the Cougars want to do here with the 1-point lead now. Momentum in their favor. Seen a little bit of that leadership showing up on offense and defense for the Cougars, returning 7 starters on both sides of the football. And now kicking off from left to right. The kickoff will bounce at about the 30-yard line. The return man gets de-helmeted. Anthony Mason picked that ball up off the hop, and that defender blew him up. Hunter Gill with the big hit. Take a look at the replay, and boy, Gill timed that hit perfectly.
It was perfectly done, not targeting, not helmet to helmet, flattened. And the good news for Covington is they've still got the ball at the 26-yard line, but wow, what a hit from Gill.
Especially after your offense goes out there and scores a touchdown. Now all sides of the football showing up here for the Cougars. Offense, defense, and now special teams with a big hit.
Covington will think twice about picking up a kickoff off the bounce next time.
Now here's Stewart looking to throw.
He's got a man.
And it is incomplete, just over the fingertips of Skyland Smith. But, man, what a throw by Tanner Stewart on 1st and 10. First time we've seen him air the football out. Ball is spotted on the 26-yard line as we get ready for 2nd and 10 coming up. 3:41 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Surprise throw from a surprise quarterback here. We didn't think he'd be starting for Covington, and J.R. Kirby's now going to just turn him loose and let him sling the ball a little bit. He had the man. It was just a touch overthrown, but look for that play to come up again later because they see that it was open.
Covington moving from right to left. Stewart under center, 3 backs in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff to the left. They hand it off up the middle, and it is Dowell who will take it to the near side numbers at about the 32-yard line. And that will bring up third down, but it'll be a third and manageable here for the Chargers.
Sort of a triple option out of a wishbone look there for the Chargers. It was a nice sort of fake because you had a fake both ways and ends up with the draw up the middle.
Ball spotted on the near side hash marks at the Charger 32. There's a handoff running to the right, and it's Fain. Fain's going to find the corner at the 35. He's at the 39-yard line, and when he's knocked out of bounds, it's going to be a Ritter Communications first down for the Chargers, converting on 3rd and 4.
And we see Fain's legs. We saw him last year, and he is continuing to do it this year as well.
He just outran the entire defense right there. Luckily, the safeties were playing that side and able to hem him in.
Fain did play running back last year. It was just expected that since he played quarterback for the last 2 games last year, he would come back and play quarterback this year.
They hand it off up the middle, again with the triple option on 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll pick up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up.
Covington already over, looks like close to 100 yards rushing for the game.
And we're going to have an official's timeout here. See what they're going to discuss. 3:01 to play here on the clock in the first quarter.
I wonder, Andy, if something to do with the time keeping on the field versus the clock, because we saw the clock continue to run on an earlier play.
Yep, and now it will continue to run. It should have been running right then after that play was blown dead, after that run on first down. It's 2nd and 6 from the Charger 42-yard line, and now the clock will run under 2:50. All right, we're ready to go here. Again, 2nd and 6 from the 42. There's the handoff. There's a stutter step by Smith in the backfield. He's going to get past the line of scrimmage, and Skyland Smith will pick up pretty close to 6 yards. It's going to be close to the first down marker, but it'll be 3rd and short coming up.
It's the quick handoff to Smith, and Stewart's making those reads really quick, which is key if you're going to run the quick draw up the middle. And you have to know if the first guy is going to have a hole, and he's finding it each time now and just handing it off first thing. He did it again.
He did, and Dowell came out of the backfield with a full head of steam. He's going to pick up the Ritter Communications first down. They're going to move the ball down to the Cougar side of the field at the Munford 44.
That was about 10 yards there.
He did pop through the line real quick on that trap, and if not for that safety back there.
So again, converting on 3rd down here. Second time on this drive. 1:50 left to play here in the first quarter. Again, the handoff on the option. This time it's going to go to the left. And the tackle is made at the far side hash marks. Ball's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line.
That's going to put Covington over the century mark for the game already in the first quarter on the ground. We know this is their strength. Last year they were heavy rush offense. 83% of the time they ran the ball.
2nd and 5 from the 39-yard line. Here's Mason with a spin move inside the 30. Still on his feet inside the 10. And Mason is going to score. Wow. Anthony Mason with a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and now the Chargers are back on top.
39 yards, splitting the DBs and heading straight for the end zone. Anthony Mason, the young man who has an offer on the table from the Tennessee Volunteers right now, showing his stuff here at Munford.
That was I believe, the 9th play of that drive, as the extra point is up and good, and the Chargers now lead this one 14-8. 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you. We'll be back with more Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Taking a look at the giant flag here on the Covington sideline as we welcome you back here on the campus of Munford High School. 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. It's a 39-yard scoot from Anthony Mason and the following extra point to put the Chargers back on top of the Cougars 14-8. That was an 8-play, 74-yard drive.
We were looking for Mason's contributions on defense, and he comes in with a touchdown off. Oh!
That ball is going to go into the end zone off of the return man, and they will call a touchback. Good kickoff there by the Chargers.
Is that – am I unfamiliar with the rules, Andy?
That's I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it goes. It's still a live football, so nobody has possession of it yet, but if it goes into the end zone, it's –
got it.
So, kind of like a punt.
Like going out of bounds.
Yeah.
I was just saying because it touched the return man, and so you would think it may be live in the end zone.
To the south end.
Yeah, still, since nobody has claimed possession of it yet, it's still a live ball. So, the first play on this drive for the Munford Cougars, they run to the left side, 1st and 10 from the 20, and it's Avic White again on the carry. And he will pick up about 2 yards. It'll now be 2nd and 8.
9 carries on the game for Avic White already. Look for them to go to the air.
Ball spotted on the far side hash mark. There's again a handoff to White. White bottled up in the backfield right at the line of scrimmage, and flags coming out all over the place right now as the clock continues to tick with 40 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Pinning the flag. It looks like he lost a yard on the carry, but it could be a horse collar on the play. I saw a jersey getting pulled.
Well, and I saw a flag come out after the initial flag came out, which looked like it could have been a holding call right in the middle. So we could have offsetting penalties here.
Personal foul.
They have a chop block against Covington.
Yep.
I guess you call it clipping when it's on the defense.
Well, either way, that works in the Cougars' favor. And they will get a first down out of that play. So 1 penalty on each team now. It's been a fairly clean first half of football. You don't often see that first game of the year. There's a handoff to White. White with a stutter step trying to find the corner at the 35-yard line. Hit by one of the Covington defenders at about the 36. And he gets stopped for what will be a loss of 1.
I think that'll end up being the last play of the first quarter unless they try to snap it pretty quick. Looks like they may actually be trying to get up to the line and get one more play in for the first quarter.
5 seconds left. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Nope, they're just going to let it run down.
See if they can draw them off.
Well, 1 quarter in the books here in the opening game of 2021. It is 14-8. It's been a good one so far. The Covington Chargers leading the Munford Cougars, and we're headed to the second quarter. Stick with us. You're watching Munford Cougar football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome back to Munford High School. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you. It is 14-8 as we're set to start the second quarter. Covington leading Munford, but it is Cougar football right now, 2nd and 10. Ball spotted on the Cougar 37-yard line. Cougars now moving from right to left on the football field. Again, it is on the far side hash marks as Jordan Bell steps up in the shotgun formation. One back in the backfield, it's Avic White, and Bell's got 3 wide receivers here to the near side. He'll send a man in motion from right to left, and he'll hand it off to White. White running to his left, following his blockers. He's at the 44-yard line. Make it down to the 45. Still on his feet. He's going to make it down to the 48, and that should be a Ritter Communications first down. And it is.
An amazing running job here. If you look at White, the helmet came off before contact from White in a block. But White is able to fight through 2 tackles and go ahead and get the first down. pure heart there from a guy who's already carried the ball 12 times, and we're just beginning the second quarter.
Same formation, 3 receivers on the left side. They're going to run it to the left once again from the left hash mark. They're going to wind up on the near side numbers at about the 48-yard line. And it'll be a pickup of about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up now for the Cougars.
They're going to have to spell White soon, you would think. At least put a passing play in to give him a break.
Ball spotted on the near side hash marks, and again it's back to White. White is tackled in the backfield, brought down by the ankles by Christian Barbie. And they'll stop him for, I think White's still able to lean forward for about half a yard. Maybe they'll give him a full yard, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
White has to come off the field there, and that's my concern for White, and why I was saying earlier to give him a spell is because it wears on a back to carry the ball that many times in a row. He's now down on the field getting stretched out.
Bell is going to take the snap on 3rd down, rolling out to his right, looking to throw, pointing downfield, trying to avoid a defender, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. He's able to get rid of it before he does, though, to avoid the loss of yards. So it'll be 4th and 5 coming up. It was Skyland Smith who was in pursuit to that far side of the field, and he was in hot pursuit. A flag did come out, though, so they may get him for grounding, but he was out of the tackle box. But it may not have went past the line of scrimmage, and it did not. So it will be intentional grounding on the Cougars. They'll lose a down and get a 10-yard penalty on top of that. So it'll now be 4th and 15.
And that's a loss of down penalty as well, so it's still going to be 4th down, I believe. Yes, it is a loss of down penalty.
So that is an unfortunate break there for the Cougars. Stops the clock with 10:28 left to play here in the first half. You're talking about Avik White. It is a 76% humidity evening we have here on our hands tonight, so probably won't be the last time we see a player cramp up.
We've gotten a break with the temperature, but the humidity not so much.
A low snap. Ben Cerniglia is able to pick it up off the turf and get that one away. And the ball is going to roll inside the 10-yard line. What a great punt. Picking it up by the fingertips from Ben Cerniglia. The ball is going to be spotted at the Charger 8-yard line.
That is a 54-yard punt, I believe, by Ben Cerniglia. Big foot and way to flip the field. That's your job as a punter. You've been put in a bad situation already. Now the wind is with him, so you have to remember that. But great job by getting it dead before it rolls in the end zone.
And the wind is whipping out here. You saw a shot of the flag here a moment ago.
92 yards away.
We'll see what the Chargers want to do here, starting on their own 8-yard line. Ball spotted on the far side hash marks. There's the option, and there's the run up the middle, and curtailing to the right is going to be Dowell. Jamarian Dowell will pick up maybe a yard on that first down carry. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up now from the Covington 9-yard line.
This is what Munford wants to see out of their defense, especially with an opportunity like this where you can get the ball back in decent field position. The problem is they let them get away with one on the previous drive when they had them backed up and ended up giving up a touchdown.
Here's a run out of the backfield. The tailback is going to scoot down to the 20-yard line. He's got the Ritter Communications first down and more, and I believe that was Torres Smith on the carry.
9 yards for his first carry and a first down. Covington spreading the ball around in the backfield. Nobody getting too much work, just kind of letting all of their backs, that big stable of backs they have at Covington.
Ball is going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. And now I think with 9:25 left to play in the first half, we're going to have our first timeout of the first half. Covington wants to talk some things over. Again, it'll be 1st and 10 on the Covington 20-yard line when we come back. 9:15 left to play in the first half.
My name is Kevin Moody. Both my kids do online gaming. They let me know when the internet's down.
I'm Bobby Valentine. I work for Ritter Communication, and I'm a technician level 2.
My services were completely out. They sent Bobby out the next day. He told me that the box was shot.
It was shot.
With a gun. He had it fixed within a couple hours once he got there. Bobby switched out my modem for me and had me upgraded to a faster speed. And both of my kids have been singing Bobby's praises since.
9:15 left to play in the first half. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you. It is 14-8, the Covington Chargers leading the Munford Cougars in this cross-county rivalry. Got a little bit of rain in the area. Luckily, I think it's going to scoot around us here, but still a very humid night. And temperature starting to cool off just a little bit. 83 degrees here in Munford tonight. Already saw Alvik White go off the field a moment ago with some cramping, and after that last play by Torres Smith for the Covington Chargers, saw him kind of reaching down to loosen up that calf muscle a little bit. So players might be starting to feel the effects of that humidity out here. And it has been not necessarily a fast-paced game so far.
No,
for two teams that like to keep it on the ground.
The clock's been moving because of keeping it on the ground. Both teams have moved the ball by rushing. Neither team has had any success passing so far. A couple of opportunities for each team, but especially for the young quarterback for Covington, had a man open, just barely overthrew him. And I'm telling you, you're going to watch for that play again because they know it's there and they're going to take it when Munford starts cheating those DBs up.
Out of the timeout, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff running to the right with Jalen Fain. He's looking for the corner at the 20-yard line. He'll get down to about the 22. A pickup of 2 yards on second down. On first down rather. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll give him 3, make it 2nd and 7. Ball spotted on the near side hash marks at the Covington 23-yard line. So we've seen Fain take a few carries. He's got a touchdown to his credit. We've seen Anthony Mason take a few. He's got 1 to his credit. Seen a couple of other backs in the stable back there for the Chargers here. Here is Smith on the carry. Running to his left, he'll cut back to the right at the 25, and he'll get bottled up and won't get any further than that. Looks like they may spot him at about the 26. So that will mean 3rd and 4 coming up for Covington. And they have been pretty successful thus far in the game converting on 3rd down, Chad.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they've had an answer for him on the Munford side of the ball.
Outside of the one big play by Akarius Hodgins, getting the fumble there. Smith, Dowell, and Fain in the backfield. It's going to be Smith taking the handoff, running to his left. And I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down coming up.
It certainly does not look like they're going to give him anything for that.
It'll be 4th and 4. It looks like the Chargers are going to keep the offense out on the field. Ball spotted right in the middle of the hash marks at the Charger 26-yard line. 7:35 left to play in the first half. Chargers again lead this one 14-8, trying to convert on 4th and 4 here. Stewart under center. He's going to step back, survey the defense.
They're trying to draw him off sides with a hard count. Now he's going to look and get the play. I'd be surprised if they don't split someone out here just to get the defense to spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're just going to let the delay happen.
And
they'll take the delay of game.
Right at the end of the play.
Nope, timeout.
Yep. With 7:13, they're going to call their 2nd timeout of the first half. They have 1 more remaining. Cougars still have all 3 of theirs. But on 4th and 4, Covington wants to talk some things over. So we'll go ahead and step aside for another quick break. We're back with more second quarter action here on Ritter Communications.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Covington out of the timeout, trying to convert here on 4th and 4 from their own 26-yard line. Handoff running to the right side. It's Mason. Mason breaks the tackle at the 35, tripped up as he falls forward to the 39. Plenty of yardage to pick up the Ritter Communications first down. And once again, Anthony Mason showing off those legs.
Yeah, a 10-yard pickup there. They only needed 4, and the touchdown saving tackle from who else? Akarius Hodgins, keeping it from being a horrible play.
1st and 10 from the Charger 38. They're going to go to Fain this time. Fain jukes one tackle at the 40, trying to find the corner. He's out to the 45 and knocked out of bounds on the far sideline right about the 48-yard line. So a nice pickup of about 8 yards on first down for Jalen Fain. It should be 2nd and 2. Well, they'll give them 2nd and 1 now for Covington.
5 different ball carriers from Covington in this first half, and we haven't even seen Yamarian Flowers carry the ball.
8th play of this drive, 2nd and 2. Again, the option. Handoff up the middle. And we'll see where they spot this one at. It's more than enough to get the first down, the Ritter Communications first down. And they're going to move it to the far side 48. So now into Munford territory. 1st and 10. Ball still spotted on the far side hash marks. Now we're at the 6-minute mark left to play in the first half. Stewart's got the play. He'll bring it back to the huddle. Munford on defense with 4 down linemen. Again, 3 backs in the backfield for the Chargers. There's the handoff up the middle once again. Boy, Stewart is so quick with that handoff. It's hard to tell who has got the rock for the Chargers as Jamarian Dowell takes it forward for about 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And honestly, I didn't know Dowell had the ball that time. I thought the play was getting blown up in the backfield, and the next thing I know, everybody's in the center of the field. So it was just difficult to see where it was. Tanner Stewart doing a good job with running out the fakes.
There's a handoff to Dowell running to his left. He picks up another Ritter Communications first down. He moves the ball to the Cougar 35-yard line. And the Chargers have got some momentum going back their way now.
And now they're just daring this Munford defense to try to stop Dowell coming up the middle.
10 plays on this drive, the 11th coming up here. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 35-yard line. Now inside of 5 minutes to play. Chargers lead 14-8. There's the handoff to Fain running to his left. He's through the 30-yard line down to the 25, and they're going to spot him at the 24. Enough to pick up another Ritter Communications first down. Well, they are racking them up here on this drive.
7-yard dash from Fain there, and they put those 3 backs in the backfield, and Stewart is masterful at running out the fake. Whenever he gives the handoff, he still runs to the next handoff with every bit as much momentum as if he had the ball.
Oh, it looked like Dowell lost the football there. We're going to see if he fell on top of it.
Munford has it.
Munford recovers the fumble. With 4:24 left to play in the first half, they're going to get the ball back on their own 24-yard line. And Jamarian Dowell just mishandled the handoff.
And never really got it under control, dropped it, and then a Munford lineman there to pick it up. And Munford not going to be put away easily. That is the message to this Covington team that beat them 41-6 last year. We will not go down like that again.
And we got a timeout on the field. 4:24 left to play in the first half. 14-8, the Chargers leading the Cougars, but the Cougars getting the football back on a mishandle there by the Chargers. Man, and they had such a drive going there. It was about a 6-minute drive, well over 10 plays. I think they were on their 11th there when they coughed that football up.
And that's what the Chargers like to do, eat clock and run the football, and that's how they grind out most of their wins. Last year, a lot of disappointment for Charger fans. Had a lot of high hopes for the playoffs, and they ended up having to forfeit their second-round game due to COVID. So we'll never know how far this team could have gone. 3 of the last 4 years, they've been in the state final.
So now we're ready to resume action out on the field. Again, 4:24 left to play in the first half. It is Cougar football on their own 24-yard line. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the far side hash marks. Bell in the shotgun formation takes the snap, hands it off to White running to his left, and the Chargers got a little lucky there. They didn't get called for helmet-to-helmet contact on that tackle. They bring down White right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That play was just not well blocked. It wasn't there. I understand why Bell handed the ball off. He didn't have any options either. The Covington defense just got through the blockers so quick.
There's the snap again. They go back to White. They're going to run him up the middle this time, and he will pick up maybe 2 yards. And it'll be 3rd and long coming up now for the Cougars. Got to convert here if they want to try to capitalize on that momentum of recovering another fumble. So 3rd, and they're going to say 7, it looks like.
And I'd like to see this 6'2" quarterback for the Munford Cougars throw the ball on this down, Andy.
Got 3 wide receivers, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Play action, that's what he's going to do. Looking downfield, now he's going to step up in the pocket, and he gets tripped up by one of the defenders. He'll fall right at the original line of scrimmage for a loss, and it'll be 4th down coming up. The Charger defense holds.
He was waiting. He wanted a man on the left to be open that wasn't there, and as he started to make his second read, one of the ends broke through. He decided to tuck and run rather than stand in the pocket and try to throw it to one of the other receivers.
So ball will be spotted right in the middle of the field at the Cougar 25-yard line. Vince Cerniglia back at his own 10, ready to punt this one away, and now we've got a flag out. In illegal formation there, I think, by the Cougars.
Not what you need when you're already this far back. You've got the wind at your back, though, and Cerniglia is a great punter. So Cougars hope they don't get put in too bad of a position here, but the Chargers are hopeful they're going to start out in great field position.
Cerniglia now standing at his own 5-yard line. 4th and 14. As Chad said, the wind is with Cerniglia. They're going to run some game clock down here. 2:15 and counting. There's the snap now. Cerniglia with a little rugby-style kick to his right. Great kick as well. It's going to take a bounce at the 40, and it's going to keep on rolling. It's going to take a Cougar roll down to the 25-yard line. That's about a 75-yard punt there.
Yeah, close to it. It's 75 yards.
Is my math right there?
Depending on how they score it, it was quite a punt from Cerniglia again. Now, the wind obviously helped it out a little bit, but that is exactly what you want, and they're able to bleed the clock down to 2:02. And with Covington-style offense where they run the ball over 80% of the time, it's going to be hard for Covington to put together a scoring drive if they can't get one big breakaway play here.
Only got 1 timeout left here in the first half to the Chargers. They're going to try to throw it here. Stewart bottled up in the backfield, and he's going to fall forward for maybe about a yard. Looked like they were attempting a little play action there. I saw one of the tailbacks streaking downfield, but Stewart didn't even have time to look his direction. He was being pressured immediately.
Yeah, Stewart wanted to throw the ball, but he had a wall collapsing in on him. He's lucky he avoided the sack and able to get a small gain there.
14-8, Chargers lead the Cougars. 1:30 now left to play here in the first half. There's a run up the middle by Jamarian Dowell, and Dowell will move the chains. He'll get down to about the 38-yard line. It's another Ritter Communications first down for the Chargers, and now they're going to go no huddle here with 1:20 left to play in the first half.
Somehow Dowell is finding the smallest hole in between the linebackers and able to get to the secondary.
Little triple option there as the tailback takes it to the 40. That's going to be Skyland Smith on the carry. Clock is at 1:08. It will be 2nd and 8. And we've got a player down on the field, and that's Skyland Smith. It looks like he's just stretching out a cramp. Doesn't look to be anything of serious issue, but
it does hurt.
It does hurt, though. It doesn't feel good. You can tell by the way he's reacting out there. So he's getting a little stretch action now.
It looks like it's a hamstring that he's trying to stretch out there on the right side. And
well, that is a pain you don't really know about until you have it happen to you, and then when it does, you're like, oh, okay.
It collapses you,
I see what's up now.
Yeah, you think, oh, come on, just get off the field, but it's not that easy with a cramp. They're debilitating for the few moments that they last.
Again, 1:06 left to play here in the first half. It'll be should be about 2nd and 8 with the ball spotted at the Charger 41-yard line. While they stretch out Skyland Smith here, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We'll come back and finish up this half of football right here on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
All right, we are back here. Second and 8 out of the timeout. A big run by Jamarian Dowell, and they're not even going to catch him. Boy, we weren't ready, and the Munford Cougars weren't ready either.
59 yards.
53 seconds left. It is a 59-yard scoot from Jamarian Dowell, and now all three backs in the backfield, three of the 5 backs in the backfield for the Chargers have now got rushing touchdowns to their credit, and all of them are well over 20 yards.
And if you want to make the coach forget about a fumble and not run you in practice, a 59-yard dash to the end zone is the way to do it.
That was only the 3rd play of that drive. And we're going to get a late player coming on the field here to attempt the extra point. Extra point is up, and it is good. So now it is 21-8 with 51 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll go ahead and just keep it right here and get you ready for this Munford Cougar return coming up. Again, a 3-play, 75-yard drive there for the Covington Chargers, capped off by a 59-yard rush by Jamarian Dowell.
And, you know, we may not get to see it in this game, but I've noticed that Mize has got a great leg on him. He kicked that into the wind.
Yeah, we saw him kick it off a little bit ago, and with the wind to his back, kicked it through the Cougar end zone. So does have a leg.
See on the screen, if you're watching us on television or streaming, you can see on the screen the flag movement. That tells you what the wind is. And for a high school kicker to kick it with that much space left, this guy's got a pretty good leg if it comes down to it later.
A lot of storms in the area tonight. Thankfully, it looks like they're starting to scoot around us here. But the humidity lingers, and the wind is hanging around as well. All right, we are ready for kickoff here with 51 seconds left to play in the first half. Covington from left to right kicks it off. Another nice kick. And the return man will pick it up at the 15. Now he's out to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds on the far side 42-yard line. And a great return there. Try to get you a number. It looks like a Carius Hodgen on the return.
It is most definitely a Carius Hodgen with a huge return there, just showing more how valuable he is to this Munford team. They start their drive out on the 42-yard line with a chance to run a couple quick plays and maybe stay in this game before halftime.
Yeah, 42 seconds left. Ball spotted on the far side, hash marks at the Cougar 40-yard line. Could see some passing here from Bell. Bell's going to take a low snap. He'll keep it himself. Running to the outside. A flag comes out, but Bell is down the far sideline, and it looks like he got knocked out of bounds at about the 9-yard line, but it's probably going to be for naught as the flag came out at about the Cougar 45, and it is going to be a holding penalty against Munford.
Yeah, so that'll erase that play from Bell. He showed some nice moves there. He's got long legs. So on that 6'2" frame of his. And now he's going to have to start looking over the top, using that height to find the open man downfield. There's just no choice. 35 seconds left. They're going to have to throw the ball. He's got the wind at his back. I would just run 4 people out there and chunk it.
One wide receiver on either side for Bell. One wide receiver on the right, 2 on the left with White in the backfield. White's going to take the handoff, running to his right, bottled up immediately by a couple of Charger defenders. He is dropped at about the 29-yard line. A big loss that time, and third down coming up as the clock continues to tick down now under 20 seconds here in the first half. And
that's an 8-yard loss.
Cougars could just run this one out here and avoid any more damage.
Yeah, and it's the best thing for the Cougars to do right here. Just run it out, get in the locker room at halftime, talk this over. There's been some good things to talk about here. You're only down 13. So see what you can put together at halftime as far as a plan and come back out here and bring it for the second half.
21-8 is the score. Covington leading Munford here in this cross-county rivalry. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you in Munford. We're going to take a break and tally up some halftime stats. We'll come back and break down the first half for you when we return on Munford Cougar Football on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have two cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
The sun is set on Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium here on the campus of Munford High School as we welcome you back into the Cougar halftime show. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you. 2 quarters in the books here in the 2021 season, and the Covington Chargers lead the Munford Cougars 21-8. What an exciting first half of football we had, Chad. Very competitive, even though it's a 2-score ball game.
Almost all the action on the ground. Only 1 pass attempt from Covington that was unsuccessful. 3 pass attempts with 1 successful, but for -3 yards from Munford. Otherwise, on the ground, 21 carries from Munford, only 53 yards on those carries, while Covington has 272 yards on the ground on 26 carries. The lead workhorse there has been Dowell, 12 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. But Mason has a touchdown as well. He's got only 2 carries, one of them a 39-yard scamper for a touchdown. And then also Jalen Fain with a touchdown, and he's got 65 yards on the ground. Avic White, as we knew, be the workhorse for the Munford Cougars, and he's been the only one to carry the ball outside the quarterback. He's had 17 carries, only able to get 45 yards on those carries. He has a 2-point conversion, but the lone touchdown comes from a rush from Jordan Bell, the quarterback, who has 8 yards on the ground.
We'll do a quick scoring recap here. First score of the game, first score of the season for the Covington Chargers came at 9:52 early in the first quarter. It was a 5-play, 72-yard drive capped off by a 35-yard rush by Jalen Fain. Again, the Chargers would lead 7-0 after that. Munford able to take the lead with 3:52 left to play in the first quarter. 8 plays, 30 yards. It was a 1-yard touchdown rush from Jordan Bell, and they would get the 2-point conversion from Avic White, as Chad mentioned, to go up 8-7. But it was a quick return answer for the Covington Chargers. They struck back with 1:12 left to play in the first quarter. 8 plays, 74 yards. This time it was Anthony Mason with that 39-yard scoot and score. 14-8 would be the score after that, and then scoreless until about 1 minute left to play in the half. It was a 3-play, 75-yard drive for the Covington Chargers, and Jamarian Dow able to punch it in the end zone from 59 yards out. Chargers lead this one 21-8 after the first 2 quarters. Still got about 12 minutes left while we take advantage of the Munford Cougar halftime show. Always a pleasure watching their band play. We're going to come back and get you ready for the next half of football between the Covington Chargers and the Munford Cougars right after this on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Just couldn't get it into the end zone.
Andy Manis and Chad Gatlin back here with you in Munford. It is still halftime. The Munford Cougars trailing the Covington Chargers 8-21 after the first 2 quarters, getting ready for the second half. Chad, we've seen the Chargers keep it on the ground the entire game, and they have just been putting in work. All 3 of the major backs in the backfield, and then getting some help from a couple of spell backs as well. Do you expect to see them keep that up the rest of the game, especially with the wind blowing the way it is?
Covington will definitely keep it up for as long as it's working. They'll work the clock. They're satisfied with a 2-score lead, and so they'll work the clock as much as they can. We saw in the one of the previous drives that they took on 4th down, they just, instead of going forward on 4th down, they just went ahead and let the clock run down and then punted the football. I think they're perfectly happy to stick with their game plan right now because it's working. But seeing the promo that came on before this, Memphis Championship Wrestling, that airs right here on Ritter, and I'm telling you, don't count out these Cougars. I was just thinking about it, and I remember all those times in Memphis Championship Wrestling history when Jerry Lawler is getting beat for 10, 15 straight minutes, getting worn out across the ring, thrown from one side to the other. But what happens is the strap comes down and a new Jerry comes out, and he takes care of business in the end and gets the 1, 2, 3, and that's what the Cougars are going to look for coming out of the locker room at halftime.
My man Chad Gatlin over here waxing poetic, and I love it. About 5 minutes left to go here in the halftime break. We're going to step aside for one more quick break here on Ritter Communications. We'll be back with the third quarter. Again, Covington leading Munford 21-8. We're back right after this.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
My name is Donna Ann Lucy. I am from Caraway, Arkansas. I had been having trouble with my internet.
You got a lot of important things that you do from the internet, and you don't want to miss anything.
I usually use it to book rooms to watch my granddaughter play basketball. They had someone out that day, and it was back up within 20 minutes.
And it makes me feel so good to go there and take care of it, you know, and see the smile on her face, man. That makes my day right there.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch championship wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh yeah!
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
My name is Raynessa Chandler. I am currently the manager of technical support for Ritter Communications. Ritter is like family in more ways than one. My aunt retired after 33 and a half years here, and currently I have 2 cousins that work at Ritter. We have a variety of talented individuals. They motivate us and encourage us to do the right thing. We're grateful for the opportunity to work at a place such as Ritter and to be able to help others, because that's what it's all about, serving others.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed that extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
Memphis Wrestling is coming to Tubetown.
Catch Championship Wrestling from Memphis every Saturday at noon right here on Ritter Communications Tubetown.
Oh, yeah!
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you on the campus of Munford High School at Dr. Sid Witherington Stadium. The Munford Cougars and the Covington Chargers opening up their football season against one another. And the Covington Chargers on top right now after the first two quarters, 21-8.
It has been all Chargers for the most part. We've seen flashes out of the Munford offense here and there, working their star back, Avik White, but only able to punch it into the end zone one time. They did get a two-point conversion out of him, briefly take the lead 8-7, but now here we are, 21-8. The Chargers leading on the heels of their fantastic running attack from a stable of running backs.
Yeah, the Cougars are going to have to find another dimension to their offensive game plan, because right now, as you said, it has been completely one-dimensional. I think Avik White, outside of a couple of carries by Jordan Bell and a spell back, Avik White has gotten every single play here. So I'd like to see them kind of open up their playbook just a little bit more. I'd like to see a little more out of Jordan Bell, a sophomore quarterback for the Cougars.
I would too. As you mentioned, Avik White has carried the ball 17 out of the 21 times they carried it, and the other 4 are Bell. Now, Bell, 2 of those carries were tuck and runs that were passing plays. And so I would like to see Bell hang in the pocket, find a man, and make a throw here and there, because I think it's there. It may not be there on the first read, but I think they have open receivers in the backfield, and he needs his offensive line to buy him the time, obviously, but I'd like to see the arm on the tall sophomore that Munford has.
Munford won the coin toss to start the game, and they deferred to the second half, so they're going to open up the third quarter with possession. Still about a minute left on this clock here as the Cougars have taken the field. Chargers getting a last-minute huddle in here. Again, 21-8, Chargers leading the Cougars. And whenever we kick this ball off, it'll be kicked off from the left to the right side. So Cougars out there standing in the drizzle as it has started to fall now. We've avoided storms in the area for the most part of tonight, but now I'm getting a little bit wet here in Munford. The wind's still picking up.
Now, this could change the complexion of the game, though. The ball gets slippery, the field gets slippery. We could see some changes in strategy here, and definitely want to put the ball in the hands of your most sure-handed player.
Now, we've already seen the Chargers cough up the football twice on offense in the first half. One of those set up the only Cougar score of the evening. So have to keep an eye out to see who can avoid the turnover bug here in the second half. There's the buzzer to signal the start of the second half, and now both teams on the field and ready. Again, Covington kicking off from left to right. Cougars in their home gray jerseys, red letters, white trim, maroon letters. I don't want to have anybody up in arms about that. Covington in their away white tops, purple pants, purple letters, gold trim. There's the kick, taken by the return man at the 12. Running to his right side, that's Akarius Hodgins on the return. Got a lot of blockers. He's out to the 20. Now he's out to the 30 on the far side of the field and bumped out of bounds with what looks to be at about the far side 33-yard line. A nice little return.
Another great return from Akarius Hodgins. He had to go 50 yards nearly across the field to get the opening, but he's got great eyes for where the hole is, and if he has to sprint to get there, he will.
And it looks like we had a penalty on the play, so that nice return is going to be taken back. We're going to have the ball at about the 30-yard line, but it must have been a block in the back or a hold. This ball is moved all the way back to about the 16, 17-yard line. I think it's right at the 17, and that is where the Chargers will come out for the first time here in the second half. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the far side hash mark. They're going to keep it with Jordan Bell. He's going to follow his blockers to the left side, tripped up at the 15, and nearly gets his head taken off there as the second defender came crashing in to lay the hammer. A loss on the play of about 2, so it'll be 2nd and 12 now for the Cougars.
It's a design run there for Bell. They're trying to spread out the defense and open something up, but Bell hesitated just a moment before he started to move forward, and that's what got him caught in the backfield.
Again, 4 wide receivers, a shotgun formation. The handoff goes to White up the middle. White is going to pick up maybe a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 11. Not the way you wanted to come out of the locker room, trailing 21-8 on your first offensive possession. A 3rd and long situation. Ball spotted near the near side hash marks at the Cougar 17. Refs have it marked 3rd and 10. Play action. Bell looking to his left, now looking downfield. Takes a shot over the middle, well over the intended receiver. Incomplete, and we've got 4th down coming up. Trying to hit Hunter Gill, and threw it into double coverage, just lobbed it over everybody.
I'm just not sure what's going on with that play because one of the receivers runs out into the flat but doesn't turn back toward the quarterback and just stands there. And I'm not sure what the design of the play is, but I've got to say that I don't think that his first read was where they were supposed to be, because he looked confused when he looked to throw the ball the first time and then had to try to go over the top to Hodgin.
Cerniglia standing at his own 2-yard line, takes a low snap, again kicking with the wind, a low punt, and it'll take a roll down to the Charger inside the 30-yard line. It's going to keep on rolling. It'll roll down to the Charger 27-yard line. So another great kick with the win from Ben Cerniglia, but the bad news for the Munford Cougars, that's their 3rd 3-and-out so far here in the game. Gives the ball back to the Chargers on their own 27-yard line with 10:25 to play in the 3rd quarter.
The 3-and-out definitely not what they're looking for to come out of halftime. They wanted to at least get some yards on the ground and get some confidence. You can see the energy is just not there after a 3-and-out like that for the team.
Ball spotted on the near side hash mark. Chargers get right back to where they left off in the first half with a handoff up the middle to Jamarian Dow. He runs to his right side. He's taken down at the near side numbers. They're going to spot the ball at about the 31-yard line. A pickup of 4. And it'll be, no, they'll give him 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up for the Chargers.
Chargers sticking with what I was corrected at halftime. It's called a straight T offense. Well before my time, yes, but making a comeback here tonight.
Yeah, Stewart is under center, and he's got 3 tailbacks standing right next to each other behind him in the backfield. And on 2nd and 5, they'll hand it off again to Dowell, and Dowell will, I believe, lose a yard. It looks like 3rd and 6 now coming up. One of the few tackles for loss that the Cougars have been able to come up with here tonight. We'll see if they can hold on 3rd down.
Big 3rd down for this defense.
There's the handoff running to the right for Jalen Fain. Fain is able to tiptoe through the tackles down to the 35-yard line. He's short of the 1st down marker, so we've got a 4th down coming up. But Covington has been very good at converting 3rd downs tonight. They've also been good at converting 4th downs. They've had a couple of those to their credit as well. 4th and 2 now.
And if you're the Munford defense, though, you've got to feel really good right there about holding Jalen Fain coming straight up the middle to a 4-yard gain. I know a 4-yard gain is a lot, but they're holding him from getting the 1st down. You've just got to finish the job here.
4th and 2. They're going to go with Smith running to his right, and Skyland Smith.
Oh, they're going to give him the 1st down.
They sure are. Got it down to the 38-yard line, and he must have been right on top of it.
If this was a game with instant replay, you would see that go to the booth.
Very, very close. 1st and 10, though, after that run for the Chargers. They've got it now on their own 38-yard line. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark. They'll go right up the gut with a quick handoff to, I believe, Smith. Nope. They're going to go with Dowell there.
Dowell's going to get nothing out of it. And this is what you see. There's some confidence building in this Munford defense now. Even though they got that first down, they saw what they could do. Now they've just got to protect the outside, because that's what Covington likes to do, is get them focused on the inside and then go outside.
There's a run on the right side. Here's Fain sprinting down the near sideline, and he'll just step out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A huge pickup on the ground for Jalen Fain. Another Ritter Communications first down for the Chargers. They've got the ball now at the Munford 28-yard line. Ball spotted on the near side hash marks.
34-yard sprint there for Fain. His second 30-plus yard run of the night. He finds a hole off tackle and is able to just outrun the linebacker. And if you'll notice, most of the breaks come on the side of the Munford defense that Akarius Hodgen is not on, and that's on purpose.
Oh, Stewart runs into Fain trying to hand it off to him. Stewart keeps it himself.
Oh.
And he'll run forward to the 25-yard line. Gets hit pretty hard after a pickup of about 4. Little miscommunication there between quarterback and tailback. Fain ran right into Stewart as he was turning around to hand him the ball.
Nice tackle. I think it was B.J. Lowry on the tackle there for Munford. And just a great open field tackle, and it'll make Stewart think twice about coming out of that pocket. It's only his second sprint out of the pocket.
Yeah, nice awareness, though, there by Tanner Stewart, making something out of nothing. And this time he's just going to fall forward.
Got another fumble.
They're going to call the Chargers with the ball.
And loose ball is going to go back with the Chargers.
I think they're going to say he was down before the ball came out. I didn't see any indication.
Well, that looked like a busted play from the get-go. It looked like maybe Stewart didn't even field it cleanly from the center, because he fell forward as soon as the snap, almost like a quarterback dive. But it's 3rd and 6, so not necessarily the time you would call that play. 3rd and 6 from the 24-yard line. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark. There's the handoff to Smith running to his left, and he will pick up about 1. So we've got another 4th down situation coming up.
That was a great read on the play by, I believe, Akarius Hodgen to come up and make that stop. Like, it's hard to see the numbers from up here, especially in the uniforms. This is Armed Forces game, by the way. So you see that camouflage worn by the Munford players. But it does make it difficult to read. But I think that was Akarius Hodgen that came up and made that stop.
So 4th and 4 from the Cougar 24-yard line. There's the snap. Stewart looking to throw on the play action. Got a man wide open inside the 10, and he's going to score. No, yes. A late signal from the referee, and it is going to be Jalen Fain with the 24-yard catch on 4th down to put 6 more points on the board for the Chargers.
Nice throw, nice reception. He got wide open. He blew past the corner. He fell into that soft spot in the zone. Fain couldn't get over. Hodgen couldn't get over in time, and then he just puts it in the end zone.
And now we've got Wellington on to attempt the extra point, and it is up and good.
Look at that! He kicked it out of the park almost.
It is now 28-8 with 5:39 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back with more action from the 3rd quarter right after this on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
The Covington Chargers convert 2 4th downs on their last drive. 10 plays, 78 yards. They'll go for the score. It's capped off by a 24-yard pitch and catch from Tanner Stewart to Jalen Fain, and again, they would get the extra point. They lead this one 28-8 as they kick it off to the Cougars. The return man will catch it and down it right at the 26-yard line.
The Chargers knew it was there. If they needed it, 3rd and 6, they needed it. And Tanner Stewart hit his man this time, didn't overthrow it. Wide open in a soft spot in the zone. And then he just basically walks into the end zone.
Yeah, great design on that play there for the Chargers, and now their offense gets a chance to shut down their defense gets a chance to shut down the Cougars offense here. Bell in the shotgun formation for Munford with White standing to his right. He's got 4 wide receivers to throw to, 2 on either side. He'll send one in motion from left to right. There's the handoff to the man in motion on the jet sweep. Full head of steam down the far sideline and knocked out of bounds at the Cougar 42-yard line. A pickup of about 13, and that's a Ritter Communications first down for the Cougars. And we've got a Charger who's a little bit slow getting up, as Jace Hodgen was the tailback on that carry for the Cougars. Moving the chains to the Cougar 42-yard line, and again, an injured player on the field for the Chargers, and it looks like just another cramp as they're trying to stretch out that hamstring.
Hodgen showed some speed there. Jace Hodgen, not to be confused with Acarius, but he showed some speed going around the side there, blowing past a couple of defenders, and if not for the safety, he had a good look at the end zone.
Yeah, great play on first down, no less, also.
His first carry of the game.
So 5:29 left to play here in the third quarter. Again, 28-8. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break while they stretch out this cramp. We're back with more action here on Ritter Communications.
Our dog got hit by a car. My wife and children were very upset about losing Buddy. While I was burying the dog, I cut the cable line.
Being a dog owner myself, it's hard losing a pet. So it's very important for us to get their services restored.
There's a winter storm hitting right now. It was a Friday night. You showed up and the very next morning in some pretty terrible conditions and fixed us up.
That's what we try to do here at Ritter in a bad situation, try to make it better.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
First and 10 from the 42-yard line after the timeout for injury. It's a run to the left side for the Munford Cougars. Again, they're going to go back to Jace Hodgen there on first down. It'll be a pickup of about a half a yard. They'll go ahead and give him one. 2nd and 9 coming up. Jalen Fain was the injured Charger. He was able to get up and walk off. Looked like just a cramp they were trying to stretch out, but that's something to pay attention to as we go on throughout this game.
Nice to see Avik White kind of get a break and then run to someone else. It helps set up Avik White for plays like this.
Avik White running to his left is able to pick up about 10, 11 yards on that second down carry. He moves the ball down into Charger territory at the Covington 45-yard line. So
well-designed plays here from Munford in the second half. We're seeing them show pass and pull off these runs around the edge.
4 wide receivers, option play. White's going to get the handoff. He's going to cut back and run up the middle. Look like he's initially headed outside, and a little cut back up the middle is going to pick up 4 yards.
Maybe an ill-advised cutback, but you can't see the field from the angle he sees it. But you got to think he had the speed to beat the man around the end. Still positive yardage.
Defensive backs are playing up on these receivers too, not giving them a whole lot of cushion, as it's 2nd and 4 from the Covington 41-yard line. 4 wide receivers for Bell. Option play, he'll keep it himself. Escapes one tackle. Stiff arm at the 40-yard line. He finds the corner. He's at the 35 and knocked out of bounds at the far side 30, but we've got a flag down, as Chad said, at about the 38. That one may be coming back, maybe a block in the back there. I think that's what it was. But what a great run there by
fantastic
Jordan Bell.
stiff arm from Jordan Bell.
Hate to see that one come back.
AC Mason, one of the best players on this Covington defense, and just able to hold him at bay and make the gain. Unfortunately, the blocker's mistake is going to back this one up.
Yeah, the first down run is now taken back to the Covington 48-yard line. So 2nd and 13 will replay second down. Again, 4 wide receivers for Bell. White is standing to his right as the Cougars move from right to left.
White took a huge hit on that fake last play.
He's definitely got the bullseye on his back. Jet sweep from right to left. Hodges takes the handoff. Spins at the 45-yard line and is dropped at the 44. He's able to get about 4, maybe 5 of those yards back. It'll be 3rd and about 8 coming up here for the Cougars. We're inside of 3:15 to play in the 3rd quarter as Munford trails 28-8. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark at the Charger 44-yard line. Bell is getting his players into position here in the shotgun formation. Again, White is going to stand to his left this time. 2 wide receivers on either side. A man goes in motion from right to left. They fake the jet sweep. They go out to a curl route on the far side of the field, and it's incomplete. Looked like the wide receiver had to turn into a bit of a defender there as the defensive back made a bead for that ball to almost picked it off, too. That
Skylar Smith,
yep,
who's been outstanding on the offensive side of the ball. That's a fantastic play on the ball there by Skylar Smith from the defensive position.
Well, we talked about it a minute ago. The D-backs not giving the wide receivers too much cushion, a hard time to run a curl route right there.
4th and 7.
It was there. It was just a great play by the DB.
4th and 7 now from the Charger 43-yard line. There's the handoff to White. White's going to run up the middle. It breaks the tackle at the 35. He's got the Ritter Communications first down at the Charger 32-yard line. Boy, they keep it on the ground on 4th and 7, and Avik White continues to be the workhorse for the Cougars.
And Jordan Bell was the key to that. The delay on the handoff allowed White to find the hole and get upfield. And now they got a man open. They're going to throw it over the top. It's incomplete.
A little quick no-huddle play there from the Cougars trying to catch the Chargers napping. And the play-action pass, as Chad said, incomplete. 2nd and 10 now coming up from the Charger 30-yard line. 2:26 left to play in the 3rd.
I think they'll throw it again.
Very possible as Jordan Bell waits the play here from the near sideline.
Watch for Cameron Ajee to head to the end zone on this play.
3 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side with White in the backfield. Hodges goes in motion from left to right, takes the handoff on the jet sweep, gets brought down right at the line of scrimmage. What a tackle. I don't know who that was for the Chargers plugging that hole. I think it was Atron Smith. If it was, my goodness. He just dropped Jace Hodgen pretty quickly there with what seemed to be not a lot of effort.
He caught him, I think, when he was trying to make a cut and just, did a great job of stopping him in his tracks.
3rd and 10 now from the Charger 33-yard line. Pass out to the flats for Hodgins. A little screen. He's got a blocker at the 30. He'll make his way down to the 26-yard line. It'll be close to the first down marker, but a 4th down coming up for Munford. Again, starting to see them open their playbook a little bit more here. And the screen is able to pick up about 7 yards there. So they're going to mark it 4th and 3 inside the Covington 30-yard line.
Well-designed throw, sending a tight end out as a decoy and then throwing it to Hodgins.
Option keeper for Bell, following his blockers to the left on the sweep.
Did he get
and
there?
I believe he should have it.
Got there.
First down marker is at about the 22-yard line, and I think they're going to spot this one at the Charger 20. So a Ritter Communications first down for the Cougars, and now they're in the red zone.
And they got the big mo.
They absolutely do. This has been quite the drive for the Cougars, and that's what you want to see after you come out of the locker room on the first drive of the half and go 3 and out. Here's Bell on the keeper, 1st and 10 from the 26, trying to find a corner, will not find one as he is bumped out of bounds on the near sideline. Might have been able to pick up 2 or 3 on that. We'll see where they spot him.
Looks like they're only going to give him one.
Give him one, yep. Hard to see from this angle how many yards they're going to give him there, but
Inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Covington leading 28-8, and the Cougars on the
Second
drive.
and 10 from the 26-yard line. Little delayed handoff once again on the draw. Avik White will run it up the middle, stopped right at the 20.
He'll only get one on that one. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. That's what Covington's saying.
And the game clock is down to 40 seconds, so that might have been the last play of this half. We'll see if the Cougars have to run one more. 3rd and 7 from the Charger 20-yard line. Ball spotted on the near side hash mark. They'll come out of the huddle with 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. White standing to the left. He'll take the handoff running to his right. Got a hole at the 15-yard line, and he's going to be down near the first down marker. We'll see if he gets it.
Had a huge hole. Looks like he might be a little short, but a huge hole there. No, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him. A Ritter Communications first down. That'll stop the clock with 3 seconds left. Now they'll run it out here, and we will head to the fourth quarter. When we come back, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Munford Cougars inside the 20-yard line of the Covington Chargers, but Covington leads this one 28-8. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin will bring you the fourth quarter right after this on Ritter Communications.
I'm James Finley, and I'm from Jasper, Arkansas. We came in to have my mother's service turned on, and she needed to pick a plan. They were patient, answered every question, and there were a lot of questions.
We just took our time with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed.
You could see that they genuinely cared about my mother.
I don't want to go into a store and be treated like just another number. That's not how we roll in Jasper. Treat people how you want to be treated.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you as we get set to start the fourth quarter between the Munford Cougars and the Covington Chargers. The Chargers lead this one 28-8, but what a drive the Munford Cougars have strung together. They took over possession with about 5:38 left to play in that third quarter, and they are on, I believe, their 14th play of this drive. They started on their own 26. Right now it is 1st and 10 on the Charger 17.
They've been on 3rd down, they've been on 4th down, but they haven't given up. They pushed the ball forward, and now they're in striking distance to get back in this game.
There's the snap. Handoff to White. White tripped up in the backfield, and now he is taken down at the 15-yard line. So he'll get stopped for what looks to be about 2 yards. They'll spot it actually. Oh, where are they going to spot this thing at? Yep, right at the 15, so a loss of 2 there.
I would have thought forward progress would have given him at least one of those yards.
Bell in the shotgun formation, hands it off, running to the right. I believe that's Hodgins on the carry there, out of the backfield. Nope, that is going to be Aubrey Durham, his first carry of the ball game. He picks up about 6 yards on that second down carry. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. Quickly to the line are the Cougars. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. There's the handoff back to Durham. Durham trying to find the gap up the middle, and he's going to get close to that 5-yard line, but he's still going to be shy of the first down marker. So we've got a 4th down coming up, not a 4th and goal situation. They have to get it down to what looks to be about the 4. They're going to say 4th and 3. Durham still in the backfield. 3 wide receivers, 2 on one side, 1 on the other.
Munford's going to take a timeout here wisely. No, it's going to be Covington.
We're going to say Covington. Covington calling their first timeout of the second half. We'll go ahead and take a timeout with them. 10:53 left to play in the ball game. 28-8 is the score. Covington leading Munford. It'll be 4th and 1 from the Charger 5 when we come back on Ritter Communications. 10:53 left to play in the ball game. Chargers wanted to talk some things over. It's 4th and 1 for the Cougars from the Charger 5-yard line. There's the snap. Bell taking it up the middle is going to get pushed backwards. He is not going to get to the first down marker. The Chargers defense will hold. And we're going to have a late flag come out at the end of that play. I believe it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, but it happened after the play, so I don't think that's going to determine the possession of the ball here. It should be Charger football, turnover on downs.
Personal foul against the Chargers.
Well, the Cougar offense is still out there on the field.
It all happened after the play was over with.
And now after some confusion, the Cougar offense will leave the field, and
I think
the defense
they were
will come
just
back
trying
to,
hope for the best there. Trying to convince them maybe that it happened during the play.
Yeah, both
gamesmanship.
The Cougar offense and the Charger defense were both still out there, and the referee was like, "No, you guys got to switch." So.
It looked like they would back the ball up a little further, though.
Well, it's only half the distance to the goal, so you don't really have a whole lot.
But they were at the 10. They are going to back it up now inside to the 5. And I was going to say they were at the 10. You should get back to the 5 at least.
And that was an 18-play drive that stalled out for the Munford Cougars. You hate to see that for Munford. The Chargers now take over. 10:45 left to play in the ball game. They've got 2 timeouts. Munford has all 3 of theirs. They'll start from the 8. Here's Smith out of his own end zone, down the near sideline, knocked out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Boy, Skyland Smith had to run a long way to pick up that 25 yards as you see him scoot all the way from the right to the left side of the field. A late flag comes out at the end of that, though. It looks like we may have a Cougar who's down with maybe with a cramp right now. That flag came out at about the 7-yard line, so this one is going to come back, and they're going to say it's a holding penalty on Covington. Skyland Smith wants that one back.
He did get broken pretty free there, so you got to wonder what happened, but it's not like we haven't seen him break big runs before.
And once he
got
found that corner
in the end for it and kept from getting that touchdown.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I don't know who that was on the Cougar defense that came over and laid the lumber, but they let him know they were in the area.
I think it was Tristan Bohannon maybe that gave the hit.
Now, again, we've got a Cougar player who is trying to get stretched out right now.
And the Cougars, I mean, honestly, the game is winding down here. They've got to stop them right here to have a hope of staying in the game. And then it's just a hope, but they could really make a statement here with the stop, get the ball back, and then put it in the end zone.
So we got Jace Hodgen, who is the player who's getting stretched out right now. Looked like he was getting ready to get up, and then as he started to, he's like, nope, I'm going to sit back down, cramped up again. So getting stretched out. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break, and while he gets taken care of, and we'll be back with more fourth quarter action right here on Ritter Communications.
Received a call about a cable box not working at Miss Betty's home, and while they're replacing the cable box, I noticed an extremely long cable.
I went to move my furniture around and it just stopped working.
A long cable like that could affect signal levels and eventually cause her cable service to go out.
Michael took it up on his own and fixed it for me. Now I can FaceTime with my niece and nephew because we don't get to visit too often. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That's how Ritter's making it right.
Right by me.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you. Fourth quarter action, 10:30, and the clock is running. 1st and 14 for the Chargers, backed up inside their own 5-yard line at the 4. A handoff up the middle. This one is going to go to Jamari and Dowell, and Dowell is going to pick up pretty close to 5, maybe 6 yards, and it'll move it out to the Charger 10-yard line. So we got a 2nd and looks like we got about 2nd and 4 to go. So got a little bit more than 6 yards, probably about 10 there.
Covington's just going to look for a time of possession here on this drive. As long as they can keep chipping away on the ground, that's what they're going to do.
There's a handoff running to the right. Here's Smith with a fast break down the far sideline, and I beg your pardon, that's Jamarian Dowell, who is going to pick up about a good 45 yards there, it looks like. He can scoot.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. I mean, he got, what was it, line of scrimmage was about the 14, so what are we looking at there, 45?
So ball spotted now on the far side hash marks right at midfield at the 50-yard line.
I mean, just sprung free after being in a crowd of guys.
Stewart back under center. There's the handoff up the middle to Dowell. And Dowell will pick up about 3 on that first down carry. 2nd and 7 coming up. Ball still spotted on the far side hash marks.
Dowell's over $150 for the game.
Has that touchdown rush to his credit as well. Back in the first half, 59-yard scamper. 9 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down, there's the snap. Handoff goes to Fain. Fain runs it up the middle and just takes a dive at about the 44-yard line. He ran out of room, didn't have anywhere to go, so he just kind of fell to the turf. 3rd and 4 coming up.
And again, the Chargers just want positive yardage and first downs here. They don't have to have the breakaway play. It's great if they get it. They don't have to have it. They just have to keep that clock running.
4 down linemen coming for the Cougars. There's the snap, a run to the left for Smith. Smith makes a cut and will be down at the 35-yard line. So Skyland Smith again taking the carry. It has been the Smith, Fain, and Dowell show so far tonight for the Chargers. Another Ritter Communications first down for Covington.
Absolutely. 2 players over 100 yards for the Chargers tonight. Smith with a good night on the ground as well.
And they have done a really good job converting 3rd downs tonight as well. And then when they have it, they've got the 4th down. Here's a run to the right with Fain. Fain finds the corner. He's got the Ritter Communications first down. Out inside the 25-yard line. I think they'll spot it at the Cougar 24. So back-to-back first down runs there for Covington. Does stop the clock, though, with 7:54. You see Fain is grabbing at his right quad. Looks like he's got another cramp working up over there, so they'll get him a spell back.
They're going to just get him off the field so that the clock can keep running here.
1st and 10 now from the Cougar 24-yard line. Ball spotted on the right hash mark as the Cougars move from right to, the Chargers move from right to left. Handoff is going to go to Jamarian Dowell, and he will pick up a nice 5-6 yards there on first down. 2nd and 3 coming up. I'll say 2nd and 4. Now inside the red zone of the Cougars.
Look for them to really tighten up here. Just try to salt this one out.
Here's a handoff. This time to AC Mason, and Mason is going to move the ball down close to the 15-yard line. Might have picked up about 3 there. I think he's going to be shy of the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and short coming up.
That's only Mason's 3rd carry of the night.
One of them's for a touchdown, though.
Yeah, one of them is 39 yards for a touchdown.
Now the clock will move under 6:40 to play in the ball game. Time running out here for the Munford Cougars. 3rd and 2 from the 16. There's the handoff again to AC Mason. Mason will pick up the Ritter Communications first down. They'll move the ball down to the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. 4 first down runs on this drive. And that is the 10th play. So the 11th play coming up. They took over with 10:45 left to play in the 4th. And now we're down to the 6-minute mark. Cougars again bringing 4 down linemen. They're going to run to the left this time. And how about that? Breaking through the hole up the middle is Jamarian Dowell. And it didn't look like anybody even got a hand on him, and he's going to walk right into the end zone for the score.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
Jamarian Dowell from 11 yards out makes it 34-8. 5:54 left to play here in the ball game.
Now we get to see this kicker with the wind at his back, as we have earlier.
And he'll boot that one up and through. And it will be 35-8. Again with 5:54 left to play in the ball game. We'll step aside for a quick break and come back with the ensuing kickoff right after this on Ritter Communications.
At Ritter Communications, we're dedicated to being a caring community partner. We invest in the communities we serve by supporting local nonprofits, academic programs, local athletics, and events that bring us together. We create the connections that strengthen our communities. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you on the campus of Munford High School. The Cougars ready to take the kickoff after giving up another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. This time it was an 11-yard rush from Jamarian Dowell to find the end zone, capped off an 11-play, 92-yard drive. Covington Chargers started that last drive on their own 8-yard line. And only took them 11 yards to find the end zone. Again, 35-8 the score. There's the kickoff. It'll take a bounce at about the 15. It'll go through the return man's hands. He'll pick it up at the 1. He went back into his own end zone. Now he's going to run it out to the 9.
Just
not a wise play there.
Botched play there. It looks like he's going to get a little bit of an injury, too. A rare misstep from Macarius Hodgen. He just made the bad decision of trying to run that ball down. I think he knew he had touched it and didn't want Covington to get it, but falling on it would have almost been better. It would have been less risky anyway.
So now from their own 9-yard line, the Cougars come back out on offense with 5:54 left to play in the game. First and 10, ball spotted on the right, near side hash mark. They're going to flip the play here, it looks like. Cougars are in the shotgun formation. Now 3 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right with White in the backfield, standing to Bell's right. Bell rolling out to his left, pointing downfield, taking a shot,
downfield.
And a defender got a hand on it, but it'll fall incomplete. Joshua McDaniel, the lone defender in the area, just trying to find a streaking wide receiver downfield, and it's incomplete.
Yeah,
he could throw the football, though. That was a good 50-yard pass, 40-yard pass in the air.
It really, he's got an arm. The arm is there, and the angle was true, but it was way past the receiver.
Just got to find somebody fast enough to catch up with it. Stops the clock with 5:33 to play in the ball game.
But you can't blame them for going for it right there, just to try to see if you can get one.
Well, we actually had a flag on that play, too. It was an ineligible receiver downfield, but the Chargers will decline it. And we've got 2nd and 10 coming up. 3 wide receivers, play action. Bell going to throw, taking a shot over the middle. Another high pass. This time it's the same defender, McDaniel, who's going to pick it this time. And McDaniel will return it to the 20-yard line. And that is where the Chargers will come back out on offense. Well, he just played center field and waited on that to get to him.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Bell, there were 2 Covington jerseys close to the ball and no Munford jerseys. It's hard to direct traffic when you're in the backfield because the receivers are working the defenders and not necessarily seeing where you're pointing every time. And as a quarterback, you've got to kind of hope they see where you're trying to direct them and go that way. And it just didn't happen that time.
So the Chargers come back out with 5:22 left to play in the ball game. Ball spotted on the Cougar 20-yard line. It's spotted on the far side hash marks. Stewart under center, takes the snap, hands it off to his left, and that's Skyland Smith on the carry. And Skyland will move it forward about 3 yards. It should be 2nd and 7 coming up from the Cougar 17-yard line. Ball spotted in between the hash marks. Clock will continue to roll now under 5 minutes as the Chargers lead this one 35-8. Stewart takes the snap, hands it off to Dowell that time, and Dowell on the quick halfback dive will pick up another 3 yards. We will have a 3rd and 4. Coming up, it looks like.
They got running backs running everywhere.
Dowell is really just throwing a little bit of confusion at them, as they have all night, because you've got in the backfield Dowell, Smith, and Fain. Any one of them could get the ball at any time.
Here's a pitch running to the left for Dowell. Dowell will take a hit at the 10, but he'll fall forward, it looks like, to about the 8. He absorbed a big hit there to move the ball inside the 10-yard line, and it'll be a Ritter Communications 1st and goal now coming up for Covington. Nearing the 4-minute mark, as you saw a moment ago, the traffic leaving the stadium, getting a few people out of here early, it looks like. Covington just going to milk this clock down as far as they can.
And then try to put the final nail into this game.
1st and goal from the Cougar 8-yard line. Here's a run to the right with a new tailback who lost the football. And he will recover it in the end zone for a touchdown. A little bit of luck on the side of Devin Tate, the tailback.
And probably the only way you can get away with that.
Absolutely. So an 8-yard touchdown rush for Tate to put another 6 points on the board for the Chargers.
And at this point, Munford's just got to look at the takeaways. The defense definitely needs to look at their rush defense. But at the same time, botch snap, so they got to throw it.
It looked like a fake, actually.
I think he caught the ball and fumbled.
It looked like the Chargers were going for a little bit of a fake there. It looked like
I'm not sure if it was intentional, Andy.
Was it not? Okay, I did see the placeholder grab the ball and then get up and try to throw it. So you.
Well, I guess I guess we'll never know for sure. I didn't think it was designed though.
Either way, it did not work out for the Chargers there, and the score remains 41-8. 3:35 left to play here in the ball game, and I think we're just going to keep it right here as the Cougars are already out on the field, ready to return this kick. The Chargers are getting ready to go line up to kick this one away. 4 plays, 20 yards on that drive, capped off by that 8-yard touchdown rush by Devin Tate.
Last year's game ended 41-6. But 35 of those points were scored by Covington at halftime, and they played with a running clock in the second half. This did not happen in this game. The Cougars have played a game. One thing they have to do is keep possession of the ball and put points on the board with the offense, but more importantly, be able to keep possession of the ball through long drives like we saw them do on their last drive. You've got to balance out the time of possession, and that's one of the challenges going forward. Now, Munford's not going to see an offense like Covington again this year. They're not going to see a straight T with 3 running backs that may all play ball in college.
The kickoff taken by Karius Hodgins out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Cougars offense will come back out with 3:28 left to play here in the game. Well, what a way to start your football year with one of your toughest matchups offensively.
It's been that way for the last, how many years?
8 years now,
8 years
back to
now?
2013.
Yeah. So
we have been here for most of them.
What's really tough for the Cougars here is they have to go to their biggest rivalry in week 2 and take on Millington at the M&M Bowl.
That's right. There's a tackle on the first down run to the right side. Don't forget, we're going to have that M&M Bowl for you right here on Ritter Communications.
Yeah, we'll be at Millington bringing you that game. Always fun to do the M&M Bowl.
I think it may be Cameron.
No doubt about it. 3 minutes left to play here in this one. Here's another run up the middle. And this time it'll be, I believe, Aubrey Durham on the carry there.
It's a good time to get some work in for the younger backs at Munford. Get some reps. See what they can do. Let them get a good feel for the game.
3rd and 4 from their own 30. Another handoff up the middle. And they'll be close to the first down marker, but it'll be short. It'll be about 4th and 1. No, they're going to give him the Ritter Communications first down. So a 1st and 10 now from the Cougar 35-yard line. Clock will continue to roll with 2:30 left to play in the ball game.
If you're Coach Slade Calhoun here, I don't know but what you don't want to let Jordan Bell throw a little bit also, just to get a feel for some quick, easy throws, give him a little bit more confidence.
Absolutely.
Not a great passing game today. I mean, he was 8 attempts for 4 yards and 1 interception. So 8 attempts, I'm sorry, and only 2 completions for 4 yards.
2nd and 7 coming up here for Munford, and we're going to get a timeout called by the Chargers. So with 1:59 left to play here in the ballgame, the Chargers burn their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half.
I think they didn't have enough guys on the field.
Maybe not. Munford got to the line pretty quickly. We'll go ahead and step aside for another quick break. Again, 41-8 is the score. Covington leading Munford. 2 minutes left in this one. We're back right after this on Ritter Communications. Out of the timeout, a 2nd and 6 run to the right side for the Munford Cougars. Will pick up about a yard. 3rd and 5 now coming up for Munford with 1:40 left to play in the ballgame. From their own 40-yard line, Munford got time to run a few more plays here in this ballgame. There's the snap. And a handoff again to Durham, and Durham got lit up as soon as he ran up the middle.
Second teamers taking advantage of their opportunity here, getting some reps, and looks like it was Christian Barbie coming up with the big stop there for Covington, looking for a spot on that first-string squad.
And so now it'll be 4th and 2 coming up for Munford from their own 43-yard line. Now under a minute left to play in the ball game. 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. There's the handoff back to Durham again. Durham's not going to get there. Had to stretch out to that 45-yard line, and it looks like they're going to stop him just shy.
It's Barbie on the tackle again.
We're going to see where the referee's got his foot on the 45-yard line. They're going to give him the first down. They gave him forward progress.
He stretched for that inch that he got.
A Ritter Communications 1st and 10 now from the Cougar 45, nearing the 30-second mark. And this time Durham is bottled up in the backfield. And that may be the last play of this game.
The first sack Covington has recorded in the game. Comes this late. Been decent protection around Bell.
And now with 10 seconds left, the Cougars are just going to go ahead and write this one in the books. So the first game of 2021 is set in stone. 41-8 is the final score. The Covington Chargers come away with yet another victory, their 4th in a row over the Munford Cougars, as the two teams meet at midfield to shake hands, and another good rivalry game in the books for us, Chad.
Coach J.R. Kirby remains undefeated against his old team, and he was undefeated as a Munford coach against Covington. So he keeps a perfect record in this rivalry game. He's won every one of them he's been the head coach of.
Again, the final score, 41-8, the Covington Chargers over the Munford Cougars. Chad, who does Covington have next week? You know that off the top of your head?
Covington next week, I believe, has Sheffield, if I'm not mistaken.
And then, of course, the Munford Cougars will be facing off against the Millington Trojans, and we'll have that one for you right here on Ritter Communications.
Absolutely will. Millington looking to get a little bit better. We're expecting Millington to be a little bit better this year. They've been down, their school size shrank a lot, and because of redistricting. And now we're just starting to see Millington build back a little bit. They're in 3A, and it's a good opportunity for the Cougars, but it's also a good opportunity for Millington to start the year off on a good footing.
Again, make sure you join us next Friday night for more Munford Cougar football as they take on the Millington Trojans in the M&M Bowl. Thanks to all of our camera operators who made tonight's game possible, and all of you guys for watching at home. We certainly appreciate it. Again, the final score 41-8 for Chad Gatlin. I'm Andy Maness saying so long. We'll see you next Friday back here on Ritter Communications.